G'day Dogs fans, Bob Murphy here with assistant coach Ash Hansen for the round 20 match preview. Ash, welcome to the match preview. Nice to see you again.
Great to join you again.
Feels like it comes around pretty quick, you and I. I'm always looking forward to it, but particularly today.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into it. The Dogs are in good form at the moment. It's been a solid 5 weeks, but the weekend was scintillating.
Yeah, great word to use. You're very good with your vocab. It was the way we moved the ball, our urgency to defend. Really set the game up in the first half, which I'm sure our fans appreciated watching the game. The second half would have been nice to capitalise a little bit further, especially with how close the ladder is at the moment. But still, geez, it was a promising performance.
I know coaches, and you're a great coach, and it's all about the process and structure and the repeatables. But what about the genius of the left foot of Aaron Norton on the weekend? Where this one's probably not in the pre-game planning, but
no, that's just creative reflex instinct. Obviously, he's a fantastic aerial threat, but if he continues to be a ground threat like that,
he meant that though, didn't he? There's thought to that.
Yeah,
that's not just a freakish sort of occurrence.
No, he meant that. I don't know if he thought it was going to come off, but the position he was, where the defender he was, his teammates really enjoying it. You probably got nothing to lose. So yeah, fantastic flair, really exciting.
So that's the positive from the weekend. Yep. Clearly, it was a bittersweet day for the footy club, losing the iconic Dale Morris.
Yeah, huge loss. Even the feedback from the players of what he was giving to them in that first half of his direction, leadership, a couple of contests, just so reliable. So certainly we support and wish Dale all the best in his recovery, and we look forward to having him around the club, sooner rather than later when he gets out of bed.
Yeah, I'm sure all the Bulldogs fans out there will be wishing him well, as we are as Bulldogs people. Josh Shackey missed with some concussion, back to face his old side. Will we see him up at the Gabba?
Yeah, we will. Really exciting to see him back. He was in good form before he went out of the side. Really important for our structure. Works really well with Aaron up in that front half. Obviously can go into the ruck and gives us another aerial presence, so we can start to create those dual threats for our ball users when they look forward. They've got 2 really good targets. So it's good to continue his development. He's an important player in the side at the moment.
Well, that leads me in beautifully. You've segued in there beautifully to the Mercedes-Benz X-Class keys to the game. I know it's a favourite segment of yours. I know it's gathering a lot of momentum out there on the World Wide Web. Today, a bit of a different take on it. Have you got an alternative pronunciation of Josh Shackey?
Well, the obvious one is Shashi.
Okay, see, I'm more of a sort of Frenchy sort of Josh Charche.
Thank you.
We've got 3 options there for the
choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Let's start with the Lions' form. They've been one of the stories, if not the story of the year. How have you seen their season?
Yeah, really formidable in relation to their form and the way they're winning. They're winning in multiple ways, whether it be in the contest at stoppage, whether it be through their ball movement or through their really good defence. So really good in all phases. I really started to see maturity and a cohesion amongst their younger players and across all lines. Winning well at home, have won on the road against Port, Dan Taz against Hawks, so really strong opponents. They're in good form. It's a great test for us, but one we're really confident with.
Yeah, well, they've got a lot of weapons. We know that. Let's talk about Dane Zorko. He's one that's given us a bit of trouble over the years. One of those midfielders that can link up but kicks goals as well.
Yeah, he's certainly, through scouting them, got that licence to run forward and create overlap run and potentially outnumber inside forward 50. So our midfielders and defenders have to be really aware of his run. And then when you complement that licence with his ability to use the ball, that's where it becomes damaging. It's a 1-2 punch. So him and Lockie Neal are the real 2 strong midfielders that are big threats for us that we'll have to make sure that we keep an eye on.
Sometimes we talk about the form line and when the teams last met, and sometimes it's irrelevant, sometimes it's a little bit more relevant. Is the win we had against them in Ballarat earlier this year, is that something, do you think, that you can get a kind of read on things?
Yeah, certainly. I think when you face an opponent early in the year, it gives you an idea of what they're trying to do, and certainly they've instilled their game plan from that, but they're not doing too much different in relation to their personnel and the way they set up. So we think we match up really well against them. Certainly we'll take into context their last 6 weeks because that's more relevant for them. But it should be a really scintillating matchup, on Sunday night.
Ash, thanks so much for joining us. I know the team will be flying up to Brisbane, but I understand you'll be driving the Mercedes-Benz
I've got to leave this
X-Class. So you better get a wriggle on. Bulldogs fans, encourage you all to either drive up in your Mercedes-Benz X-Class like Ash Hansen or fly up to the Gabba. But if you're not going to make the trip, it'll be on Fox Footy, 4:40 p.m. on Sunday. Go Dogs.